Today we're going to talk about the power of a book. But before we talk about the power of a book, if you have learned anything from my videos, do me a favor and go down and hit the like button, please. And feel free to share with as many people as you like, as it will encourage them like it's encouraging you. The power of a book. Big oceans of knowledge. Book. Big oceans of knowledge. Yes. Books are big oceans of knowledge. You can learn anything you want in life from a book. You could go out there and find an expert in the area that you're desiring to learn from, and you could learn from them. And that's the biggest, greatest power of a book. So I want to encourage you to go out there and learn to embrace a book, learn to learn from a book, learn to break down a book, and learn to grab the nuggets of wisdom that are deposited within the pages of the book that you're reading and grow from there. You see, the narrower your education, the narrower the opportunities. The wider your education, the wider the opportunities. You see, preparation comes before opportunity. You want to go out there and you want to hone your skills. You want to go out there and you want to get better at what you're doing. You want to go out there and you want to find something that you're good at, and you want to literally 10x it. You want to go out there and you want to grow. One of the things, and I'm going to talk about 3 things in terms of the power of a book. Number 1, you learn from books. You read any book, you can find any book that you need on the topic that you want to grow in, whether it's communication, whether it's dealing with people, whether it's the art of accounting or business analytics or any area of cyber security, AI, digital media, how to use Zoom, how to use different things. It's all there in books, but you have to know how to learn from a book. You have to read, but then you also have to be able to extract the information. But that information extracted is absolutely no use until you put it into action. So you want to make sure as you read through the book, and a good method to use is take at least one solid thought, one solid idea, one solid thing from each chapter you're reading, and then use those for the next step, which in terms of application. So you want to go out and you want to glean. Books are so unique because you could get books from libraries. You could get books from Amazon. You could get books in terms of your Kindle. You could get books in terms of your Audible. A lot of the books that I have are in my Audible. So when I get a physical copy of a book, I also get an Audible copy of a book, so then I can listen to it while I'm walking. I can listen to it while I'm commuting. I can listen to it while I'm moving around. I can listen to it even when I'm out in the park, just relaxing, just thinking, just quantifying what's going on, and then coming up with strategies out in nature. I could listen to a book. So you have to know that you could learn from books. There is nothing you can't learn from a book. You don't have to be in front of someone to learn from them. The greatest deposit of that person's knowledge a lot of times is in the books that they read, they wrote. So if you go and you take the books that they wrote, you can glean from them and learn from them. To learn from a book also, the best way is to teach people what you've learned. Knowledge gained should be shared. You see, the more you share something, the better you get at it. The more you become that develop that expertise side of you. You become an expert at it, the more you practice it. The more you implement what you're putting in. And that will lead us to point number 2. Grow by the application of that knowledge. When you grow by the application of that knowledge, that means you're creating action steps every day, and you're applying it to your life. You're applying it to your work. You're applying it to your family. You're applying it to your church environment. You're applying it to your businesses. You're applying it to your schoolwork. You're applying it to any area of your life. Because as you learn, you want to grow. And growth comes with application. Growth comes with putting what you have learning into action. Because that's where true change comes and true transformation comes. True transformation comes in the growth process or in the application process. Always remember, whenever you're applying and you have application steps, you always have to look at hindrances. Because when you look at the hindrances, then you have to go and look at areas how to shore up those hindrances. A lot of times you may need to learn organizational skills, how to organize your time, how to plan your day, how to organize, how to utilize your day, and then how to apply, you see. So as you read, you want to take what you're reading and you want to apply them or create application steps of application, steps in which you could apply them to your life, apply them to the current situation that you're doing, or apply them in terms of speaking, or apply them in terms of mentoring, apply them in terms of the different professions that you have. You see, the key fundamental thing with growth as well is that you have to be able to keep watering it. Just like you water a plant, you have to be able to add the right nutrients to the plant and then create the right environment for growth. The growth environment is key because the fundamental factor, you have to surround yourself with other growers. The environment that you're in has to be conducive for growth. You have to have other people who are growing as well that will stir you to growth. You know, you look back at one of my videos that I talk about the power of 5. You know, you have two people ahead of you that are mentoring you, one person on the same level with you that you are working alongside and growing with, and then 2 people below you that you yourself are mentoring. You see, you have to be able to build others, lift others up, and then have people that will encourage you as well. You have to be very careful in today's society as well, because some people, they're not comfortable in their own skin, and they always have to belittle others in order to elevate themselves. You see, and you have to be mindful of that when you have toxic situations like that. And don't let anybody derail where you're going. You know where you're going, you know what you're doing, you know the growth that you need to grow to get where you're going. Go out there and grow. Go out there and be all that you can be. Go out there and move with a spirit of excellence. Go out there and move with a spirit of love. Always do everything with a spirit of love, realizing that deep within you, there are nuggets, there are diamonds, acres of diamonds within you, acres of grace, acres of love, acres of potential inside of you that wanting to birth forth. The third thing I want to talk about is that you got to look at the future. You have to have foresight. You have to be able to look into the future. Look and see where the economies are going. Look and see where technology is going. Look and see where society is going and the direction is going. And then you look at the gaps that are there. And you look at, from those gaps, you're able to analyze the gaps or the potential gaps and prepare yourself so that you are able to fill in those gaps, the technological gaps, the cyber gaps, the utilization of AI and all of those other things, you know, learning gaps, you know, the technology gaps. There's a lot of people who don't know how to use technology. So how could you learn to use technology so that you in turn could impart that knowledge that you have learned? But you see, you have to be able to see with foresight. You have to be able to see with vision. You have to be able to look ahead. And by looking ahead, you have to be able to do today what others will not, so you can do tomorrow what others cannot. You have to be able to do today what others will not, so that you can do tomorrow what others cannot. You see, you have to be able to grow. Nothing grows overnight. If you plant a seed, it doesn't grow overnight. It takes time. And that's the same way becoming an expert. But there is no way that you could be working at something consistently in a disciplined manner and not grow. So I want to encourage you to go out there today and learn the power of a book. Learn the big oceans of knowledge. Learn to annex those and learn to put them into practice. Learn to go out there and build you. Learn to go out there and realize you truly have acres of diamonds within you. You know, you truly have something to grow from. It's amazing because a lot of times when we are growing, we always think somebody else has to give us something or something has to come in. But the key fundamental questions as you learn and as you learn the power of books, then you realize one of the key things that I learned from the good book is the key fundamental fact is the power of multiplication. And the power of multiplication comes when the first question you have to answer is, what do I have? You see, you identify what you have, what skill set you have. And by identifying that skill set and identify that thing that you could do well, go out there and learn from books. Go out there and learn from Audible books. Go out there and learn from seminars. Go out there and learn from others how to hone that craft. how to be better at their craft, and go out there and be the best version that you could be. I believe you can do it. I believe that within you, success is literally leaping, trying to make a high five with life, trying to connect with life and saying you can do it. And I believe you can. And I want to encourage you to go out there and learn the power of a book. Thank you for listening to this. Feel free to share and feel free to hit the subscribe button below. Hit the subscribe button below and don't forget to select the like button. Have a wonderful day and go out there, learn the power of a book.